How's it going, everybody? Thanks for stopping by my channel today. My name is Daryl, and I am out here by my tower again. And I've got a couple things going on here. The first, I thought I would give you a little update on my tower grounding project. I got what I call phase 1 finished. So I got all the ground rods from the other end of the shop down the back of the shop into the tower all finished and connected. And then the next little bit I need to do is phase 2, which comes across the front of the shop and then connects to this other leg over here. Let me turn the camera around and I'll show you what I got, but I also have something in the shop that we're going to work on. Let's go look at this this grounding project update. Let's do that. Well, you can see that nothing's really changed on this end of the shop. I got everything backfilled here, and I think the last video I was like halfway done with this back side of the shop, but you can see I've already backfilled. I got my pigtail there. That'll go to my bench, and then all this is backfilled. It's been raining here, and I think we're going to get some more rain today. And then I come around the corner here, and then I have all this installed and backfilled, and then I got my connection to the tower here. So the next phase of this project will be going down the front part of the shop, around down here, somewhere over here, and then straight to the leg over here, and that'll be my second connection to the ground. And then we'll make a ground from this leg, drop a ground rod here, and then one out here, and then come back and connect these end rods together, like through here, and then across over to that corner over there. You can see it where we just walked. It'll be connected there. I think that should be pretty good for what we need. So I don't know when I'll start working on the other ones. I'm saving up some money to buy some more ground rods. That's $100 to do this phase 2 part, and then I'll only need a couple more and about another 200 feet of the 4-gauge wire. I might come back at some time and change where I'm coming off the tower to the first ground rod to 1 gauge in the future. And then also at one point I might come back and cadwell everything together too, as I get some money saved up for that. So let's go in the shop and I'll show you what I got on my bench. Sitting on my bench here are 2 sets of UHF cavities. One set is a commercially used set, and the other set is a scrounged old commercial set out of an old repeater. I'm going to let you look at them, and I want you to tell me, left or right, which one is the commercial. Is it this one? Or is it this one? Now that is what I believe is mouse urine, so I need to clean that up. So nevertheless, one of these, well, I think I gave away the secret already because it's this one that is the ham used, and you can tell by the stickers on the front what the frequency is that they're tuned for. Yes, this one is a commercially used set of cavity filters, and you can see that is a mess back there. They're actually the same model number and everything. So on the commercial set, they remove these knobs and they remove these lock nuts. Why they remove the lock nuts, I have no idea. So what you do is once you get them tuned, you lock this down, and it stops this knob from being moved and mess up your tune. So I brought these home as a spare for these, so I can always have a set tuned. So if these ever go wonky, I can just bring this other setup to repeater sight and switch them out. So I got my work cut out because, one, I need to find out what these nuts are called, and if I can find some replacements. And if there's anybody out there that knows what those are called, let me know. I want to give you a pretty good view of it. There. So I need to find 4 for this set of filter cavities. So yeah. So I need to what I'm going to do today is I'm going to turn these around. I'm going to clean them up, at least try to, and see what I get, and then I'm going to try to tune these up and see what happens. So let's get started. Okay, I've got everything here. I've got these jumpers loosened, so we'll remove those. And I did decide to put on a pair of gloves here, so maybe I can keep the urine off me. I assume that's what it is, but it might not be. It might be just dust, goo, I don't know. I don't know what went on at this site. All right. Then I'm going to just pull each of the separate filters out and clean them up one at a time. So that's my plan. We'll see if it works. Give everything a good cleaning. Lots of fun. But anyways, I've been, for the ham club, I've been going through all the duplexers and bringing them back to the shop and giving them a good tune-up, cleaning up some of the ones that are, we have a set that's in really decent shape, and then we have an older set that's got a lot of corrosion in it. So I've been slowly trying to, get those things back, clean up again, and refurb them a little bit. All right, so hopefully it won't be that bad. Now I'm not going to spray this stuff right on, maybe on the backs, but I'm not going to spray it right on it because I don't want it to go down in any of these nooks and crannies here. We'll see if any of this will come off at all. Might be a lot of rubbing and scrubbing. So we will see. I might just, I'm just going to do the best I can with what I got to work with, basically. And then we'll just decide whether I want to take these apart and take a look inside, which I may do. So it looks like this cleanup is going to take a while. So I don't know if I'll video all this or not. But it's slowly coming off. But to what extent? Like these screws and stuff, they're pretty corroded. So I don't know if I'm going to make them as shiny as the other set. But if I can just get some of this gunk off of here, clean them up a little bit, I'll be happy. So yeah, so it looks like they'll clean up fairly decently. It doesn't look like anything's gotten really, it's not rust, we'll put it that way. So that's what's leading me, maybe not so much that it's like mouse urine or something like that, because I guess these screws are kind of a little bit corroded up, so I don't know. It could be just that they were sitting out there at the site for a long time, and they just got really grubby. A lot of bugs out there, a lot of bug excrement and such. So we'll see. But I would like to get these working for us, so we'll have a good backup set. Oh yeah, it's coming. I might go through a lot of towels, but we'll see. I got me clean one up, and then after I get this one clean, then I'll stop the video and just work on these and then come back, I guess, and see what I get out of them. What do you guys think? Have you guys ever done anything like this before? Found an old set like this and restored them. You know, a little bit of the paint's knocked off of there. We'll see what I can do with them. But they're coming clean for the most part. I don't like this. I don't like it. It's all corroded in here. So it's possible I might end up having to take these completely apart and, you know, give them a good cleaning on the inside too. So, all right, let me work on these and I'll come back and we'll see how well I did. All right, I got this one cleaned up pretty good. Everything's all nice and clean. The threads are clean. All these screw heads are clean. I did the best I could with these, but looking pretty good. Way better than that. Well, that's the difference. So they're cleaning up fairly decent. The paint's never going to be the same after having all this on it. So we'll just keep going with it. And it took me probably about a half an hour to get one done. So, you know, we're talking a few more hours to get it all completed and get it back in the front panel, and then turn our attention to tuning them. But you can see the difference in the threads here of the cleaning. So looks pretty good. Everything's tuning real well. I've got this little wrench here to tune with, so they're spinning real well now. So I don't think we'll have any problems. I took this viewport off and looked inside there. They look pretty decent in there. If need be, if I can't get them to tune properly, I will take them apart and clean them up inside. And maybe one day I'll bring them back in here and revisit that again. I don't know. We'll see. But right now, it's looking pretty good. So one done, 3 more to go. Let me work on these. I don't know if I'm going to finish these all today or not, but I will try to do them and get them done. And then the second half of the video, we'll see if we can tune them up. So looking pretty good so far. Big difference. So I think that if all of them tune well, I think they will make a good backup set of cans for the repeater, and just have these on hand. So let's get working on these. Look at the difference in the screws. You know, down here, these screws here. So yeah, they're pretty sad. So let me work on these a little bit more and we'll see what I can get done. Well, here's the second one here all cleaned up. It didn't quite get as clean. We got some missing paint here, but once it gets back in there, you won't see much of that. But it's a whole lot cleaner than it was. So yeah, everything's looking pretty good. Everything's turning good. So yeah, number 2. So I got the transmit side done. So let me work on these 2. Oh boy, let me work on these 2 and see if I can get all 3 of these done today. I have a ham gig to do later tonight. So I got a ham dinner to go to. So I don't know if I'll be able to get all 4 of these done today or not, but I'll try. And yeah, wow, what a mess. Look at that thing. Jeez. Wow, how did that happen? Who knows? What a mess. So far, I've been taking these little ports off, the little doors off, and looking inside there. They don't look too bad in there. But if I do want to come back later, I just pull these caps off and clean out inside there, take them apart and see what I can do for them. What a shame. What a shame indeed. Alright, let me work on this one. I probably won't come back until I get both of these done. So if I don't get them done today, I'll definitely come back tomorrow and finish them up and continue on with the video. So that's where we're at here. You feel sorry for me working with this? I assume it's mouse excrement, put it nicely. I really don't know what else it could be. It doesn't look like anything got inside there, because you got these holes here that stuff can get in, but it doesn't look like anything got in there. So let's cross our fingers. I never took the caps off to see what's going on in there, so we'll just have to wait and see if they tune up right. If they don't, then we'll go looking for the next problem. Well, there you have it. I got all 4 of them cleaned up real good. There's still a lot of staining on here where, you know, it just is not, that's not going to come out. At least I could not get it scrubbed out. So it didn't rust a whole lot. It was, I do believe it was urine. You could see, well, you could see kind of where it had, where it had run down the side and kind of dripped down here. I was able to get most of it out of there. You can see, I don't know if you can see there or not, but there's still a little staining where it came down the sides and was kind of drippy. So gross. But anyway, yeah. So we'll get these set up and we'll get them tuned up. And then I'll have to try to find the part number for these locking nuts so I can get those on there, because I can almost turn these by hand. Here, I can turn this one by hand. So you don't want that. You know, look, I got this one turned by hand. You can't do that. I guess you could do it, but you'll be out there tuning your cavities every now and then. So more times than you want to do it, but I'll have to search for the part number for that if I can find it, or find out what kind of nut that is and get those replaced. And then get some kind of knobs to go on the front. That'd be nice too. And then I'll have a backup set here. So, but they cleaned up fairly decent. And I guess our next step now would be to see if they'll tune up. I'm not going to get too crazy about it without the locking nuts, but we'll try tuning them and see what happens. Well, I have the duplexer turned around here, and I put a ticket on, or a tag on here that says that these are going to be the backup set. So now I have my service monitor warming up, and we're ready to try to tune the low side of this duplexer. So our repeater output is 443.425. Our receive, our talk in, is 448.425. So on these two cans right here, we want to pass the 443.425 and block the 448.425. So here on these knobs, we'll use to set the pass, which is for this, and then right here on this slider here, we'll notch out or block the 448.425. So let me set this up here, and we'll get moving. So I will. I have a couple of adapters here that will put on the can here. Let me screw these in, and we'll do each individual can at a time, and then we'll link them together and just do a quick check of overall tuneness, or whatever you want to call it. So we're going to come out the gen port here on the service monitor and come in to one port of our can. Then we're going to remove the antenna. We're going to connect up to the other side, the other port, and come in our antenna in. So the first thing we want to do is we want to turn this over to tracking generator. So we did that, and then we want to come over here and tell it tracking generator here. So we can see our waveform here. If we want to expand it, we can. So we see we're nowhere near where we need to be. So let's back out of that, and let's go here and put in our pass frequency, which is 443.4250, and here we are. So we can change our range here, and we're going to change our range to 10 megahertz for now, and we will begin our tuning. So let me move the camera so you can see the screen. I'll move these adjusters, and we'll see if we can adjust these to the frequency that we want. So let me do that. All right, so we have our service monitor set up properly. So I'm going to start turning this knob here, and we'll see if we can tune in this filter. You can see it moving towards center line, which is here. So that's our frequency, our fundamental frequency we want. And then down here you can see the notch moving along with it. So we want to try to get this on dead on here. So let's see here. Let's go out of here and expand it so we can kind of try to see where we're at. All right, so turn, and it's looking pretty good there. Everything looks good. So let's try and set up this notch here. So our notch is going to be on 448.425, and you can see we're a little off. Let's expand that. So let's see if we can move that notch over to the line there. And there we go. So not bad there. Go back up here, 443.425, expand it. It's pretty good right there. I'm not going to complain about that much. We're only losing about, I don't know, maybe a half a dB, which is better than the specification. Let's move it just a little. I don't know, it looks pretty good right there. Let's see here. Let's go to 25 megahertz. And back here and expand. And I can see a little bit, resolution's a little better now. Let me see if I can get it just a little bit better than that. It's pretty good. I hope you can see that right here. Let's go back out, go back and look at our notch again. And we're pretty close on our notch here. Let's see if I can do a little bit better than that. It's pretty good there. When you go to tighten it down, it will move it a little bit. But hey, I like it. All right, so I like to shut off the tracking generator when I'm moving things around. So I'll switch these cables around to this other can, and then we'll adjust that. Well, I've switched the cabling over to the second can here. So we're going to turn our generator back on again. We're going to go down here to 443.425, and you can see our waveform here. So we need to move it over. Let me get the wrench on it. And we'll move it over. Let me expand it so you can see it. All right. Moving it over, moving it over. And that's pretty good there. All right. Now we'll go back over here and say 448.425. That's what we want to block. We'll come back here and expand. Ooh, it's fairly close. Let's see. Let's see how good I can get. It's pretty good there. Ooh, see what happens when you tighten it? It moves it somewhat. See if I can tap it over there. No. Oop. A little bit too far, Daryl. A little bit. Every time I tighten it down, it moves it back over again. Let's see. Let's try to get funny with it here. Getting close. Still not where I want it. It's pretty good there. Yeah, all right. So pretty good. We're probably about what? About 90, almost 99 down, maybe 98 dB down, minus 98 dB down. Not too bad. All right, so that's the transmit side all finished. So I'm going to do the receive side, and then we'll come back. Well, I've decided just to show you the receive side. So we have our surface monitor set to the pass frequency, and we're going to crank on these, adjust this adjuster a little bit, and see if we can't move that over. All right, not bad. Coming in. And pretty good there. Yeah. All right. Back over. Our reject frequency now is the 443.425. Come over, expand, and you can see we're a little bit off. So let's loosen up our adjuster here and see if we can't move that over. And yes, we are. This one is a little bit tougher than the other ones to move. It's a little bit off. And yeah, they're just a little finicky. So sometimes what I like to do is just give them a little tap to try to tap them over, but sometimes it doesn't work. There we go. That's pretty good there. All right, so let's do the other one. Turn the tracking generator off. And move our adapters over. Okay. Both adapters on. Connect our cables up. All right, tracking generator back on again. Now back to our pass frequency, 448.425. And then back here, expand. And you can see our waveform, but we got to bring it over. Let's bring it over. All right. Slowly bring it in. And what I'm looking for up here, I can do it by the screen. I can do it by the screen. If I wanted to do it in a certain way, I could see how many dB of loss that I'm getting. I don't have it set up for that right now. Oh, what do we got going on here? We got something telling me it needs a attenuator. So let's turn this to 50 and see if that goes away. Yeah, so all we did is drop this down. So now here our power is at 50, and then anything below this reticule here is our loss. So that's fine. We had a little bit too much signal in there for that one. I don't know why. It might have been doing that on the other one. I didn't see it. And not hurting anything, I don't believe. It's pretty close to being on frequency for the pass. So let's go here and set our reject back here. All right, so we can see we're quite a bit out. And loosen up the knob. And this one's a little bit difficult. I liked it back on the 40. Let's see what we can do here. let's put a, it's going to tell me if I, yeah, maybe because it was off frequency so much that it was telling me that. That's fine. Expand. It's pretty good right on frequency here. Let's just go back and double check our pass frequency. 448.425. And let's look at it again. You got to sometimes go back and forth because if you're way off, you're doing a course adjustment, it can cause things to move around on you. That's pretty good there. And then we'll go back and check the reject again. 443.425. And yeah, see how it moved it off a little bit. So you kind of got to go back and check it again. Let's see what it does when I tighten that. Yeah. Okay, so there we go. We're all set up. All four have been adjusted. So I'll look for these locking nuts, and we'll see if we can get those for this set here and get these adjustments locked down. All right, we got these all tuned up, and it's been a couple of days. And look what I've got here. This is the locking nuts that I ordered from McMaster-Carr, and this is the number. And I'll also put that in the comments section if anybody else is looking for these. So yes, these are the proper locking nuts. A bag. I got it delivered for about 20 bucks, and for delivery. And let's see, they give you 5, and so I got an extra one, I guess. So look at that. Now the only thing I need to see if I can drum up is the knobs. So let's get these in here, get our adjustments locked down, and we'll call it quits. Why you take these off, I don't know why. All I can think of is they used the parts for another set of cans at some point, and then, you know, decided to go ahead and use these. They didn't have the parts. I figure a commercial outfit wouldn't have to do that. I don't really know. I don't know. I wasn't here at that time. I have no idea what was happening. So we'll get these all on here and go from there. And then I'll have to, they do have knobs at McMaster-Carr, and there's, you know, other dealers that you can get knobs from. I will have to fit them to these, but luckily I have other ones I can kind of go look at and see how they were made, and then make them for these. So there you go. They're tuned up, cleaned up, tuned up, locked down, and ready to go. So now I got to back up for my main set, and that is nice. Now I can just grab these, take them up there, or leave them up there, just swap them out when I need to, bring the other ones home back to the shop here, and then or take my equipment up there and do them up there. A lot of times say, well, why don't you do that? You know, why don't you take everything up there? I really don't want to take my stuff up there if I don't have to, and I don't want to take my service monitor up there if I don't have to. I'd rather just bring it here and do it here in the quiet and safety of my own shop. So yeah, so this is ready to go, and I either keep them here or take them up there. But anyway, I have a separate set, a second set that I can use in the event that I need to. So there you go. All right, what do you think about that? We got these old radio cavities cleaned up, tuned up, locked down, and ready to go up to the tower site if we need it in the future. I like it. I never get to be in a position where I have extra of anything when it comes to the ham club and the repeaters and things like that. It's always nice to have this opportunity to just have these extra things that make life easier. So maybe one day we'll get an extra set of VHF cavities, and I can do the same thing with these, clean them up and tune them up and have them here, and if need be I can deploy them if needed. So thank you so much for being here and watching this video. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate all my subscribers. The comments you leave, the thumbs up are appreciated. If you like this kind of content, come back. I'll try to make more. And there's other things I do too. I'm retired, so I might be woodworking, and right now I don't have any woodworking projects going on and things going on outside that I'll be doing. But for now, I'm kind of concentrating a little bit on the ham radio hobby. Anyway, thank you very much, and until next time, we'll see you and have a good one.